You're watching the Battered Herons Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 563 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me is usually Mr. KBD. And on a preview shoot, it's usually a guest, but I'm going to be rocking in this one solo. I mean, unless Chris finds his way on to here before we get off. I wasn't here last night, got eliminated from Leagues Cup. We already knew we were eliminated. I think it sucks and hurts just a little bit more that you played your A team and still lost. But even if they would have won, they would have been eliminated. The chances were slim to none. I haven't watched the game, to be honest with you. Today was the first day back to school, so shout out to everybody that started the kiddos back at school, or if you work at a school and you started. It was a busy day, and Sean Callahan's joining us. But yeah, so Chris did it on his own. I got to listen to his show in the background today while I was driving to work and while I was at work a little bit. So I kind of got a feel for what happened just based off of the show. But I haven't watched the game. What I will tell you is the first thing that I noticed when the show started yesterday was that there was no Rocco intro, which already gave me an indication of what was happening. So no Rocco intro. So I knew that we probably gave up some golds. We gave up 3 golds. Chris said that it wasn't on him. He said that it was on the defense. Look, that's basically the story for any goalkeeper on this team. It's always on the defense, to be honest with you, because we're just going to give up transition opportunities. That's just what we do. We give up transition opportunities, and that's what we do. I mean, Dane St. Clair didn't get any excuses thrown his way. Nobody wanted to hear it, and I'm at the same place with Rocco. And honestly, I think that any goalkeeper that we put on here is going to have a similar fate. You have to be a really top-notch keeper, and not so much the whole they play out of the back. You got to be good with your feet. No, you just got to be good at reading plays. You got to be good at coming out of the box on time. You need a true sweeper keeper, and we haven't found that guy yet. He's not on the roster, and I think that is a big weakness of ours. So, but that aside, we got eliminated. I don't think it's that big a deal because we figured after the Monterrey game, everybody knew it's over. Like there's no chance of winning Leagues Cup. But it was nice to see Messi out there. I was shocked when I saw that he was on the bench earlier the day. There was a quote that kept going around about he wrote a nice message to his father, where he said that he doesn't know how he can keep playing without his father, which, grief is a bitch. I'm lucky that I still have both my parents, but I did lose both my in-laws. So I lived through it through my wife. And I know that is something that's very difficult to deal with. So, I feel for him, and, him saying that, or at least writing what could have been interpreted as maybe he doesn't want to play anymore. Like, I've seen what grief is, and you know what? Everybody deals with it differently, and sometimes, some drastic changes happen. Sometimes you feel a void in yourself, and if he would have, I didn't think that he would like retire right away, but like maybe he would decide like, you know what, this is going to be my last season playing or something along those lines. Honestly, I wouldn't have been shocked. And that's what I was kind of thought, like, maybe he's going to come out and say like, you know what, this is my last season, and that's it. But I think the fact that he came back so soon, came back to play in a meaningless, and that's right, I'm going to keep saying it meaningless because people were saying like, oh, it's not meaningless. You weren't completely out of it. It was meaningless. The chances of making it through were so small that it was pointless to risk injury, which, by the way, and I see some people in the chat, I'm going to get back to the chat. I'm going to try my best to do the Chris and get to the chat because I know that I'm not as good as Chris is at going through the chat. But we played the starters, and we lost our best defender of the year so far in Mikael for who knows how many weeks. This is why you don't play your starters or your A team in a game like this. There was no chance of moving on. There was no, like, yes, mathematically, yes, possibly. But the chances were so freaking slim. Why risk injury. It was such a silly move on Hoyo's part. Or if it was Mas or Beckham or anybody that forced him into doing it, it was just a dumb move. And we paid the price. You played Mikael, and he got injured. Now we are down our best defender. And then after him, Caicedo, I still believe, will be a baller. But he's 18. That first game that he played that he was phenomenal in, that was literally his first game playing professional ball. Since then, he's showed some growing pains. He's looked rusty. So what are we going to go with now? He was the first one off the bench yesterday. So it's going to be him and Lujan, I guess, moving forward. I guess I didn't see how Lujan played. According to Chris on the post game, played good. So maybe he's kept his form. But now we have Caicedo and Lujan. Does that really scream confidence in our back line? I don't think so, especially when the keeper is either Rocco or St. Clair. Both of them, to me, are poor options back there with a Lujan and Caicedo in front of them. Now, Ian Frey, right back. Again, going everything that I talked about to, yesterday's game, going based off of what I heard in the post game. Ian Frey apparently played a good game. He had an assist. Then we had Noah Allen starting again. I don't know if Noah Allen's officially won the job or they're just waiting for León to get fully healthy and bring him back slowly. But regardless, we have Noah Allen on the left, Ian Frey on the right. Midfield solid. Rodrigo De Paul. Now, I know Chris was killing Casemiro. Apparently, Casemiro had some bad giveaways. He hasn't looked great. But, and shout out to Dice Dani. Ian Frey had 2 assists. I thought it was 1. Like, even better, had 2 assists. But when it comes to Casemiro, one thing that Chris said on the show was he gets more frustrated with Casemiro than he does with DePaul or Segovia or Bright because he felt like he feels like whenever Casemiro gives away the ball, it leads straight to a dangerous counter. Of course. Casemiro plays the deep line playmaker. He's the deep line midfielder. Like, he is basically building up the play from as far back as you can. So if you give up the ball there, it's going to be a much more dangerous position than if Segovia or DePaul give it away, because they're usually probably on the other side of the field when they're giving the ball away. So, of course, it feels that way. Now, that's no excuse. He holds that responsibility and he has to protect the ball. You expect him to do. Now, everybody that kept comparing him to Busquets, this is why you don't compare him to Busquets, because Casemiro made his money on his defending, on his defensive prowess. It wasn't on his ball distribution. That was never the strong point of his game. So if anybody thought that you were getting somebody like Busquets that can create, no, that's not who his. That's not. If you've watched him at all over the last decade, that's not who Casemiro is. Casemiro was a true defensive midfielder. He covered behind Modric and behind Cruz for the bulk of his career. He was a destroyer back there. He would intercept balls, recoveries, clearances. Like, he was that guy. But he was never the playmaking. Like, no, Cruz would build up the play from the back. Like, that was never Casemiro's game, and it's showing. Now, I do think that he's better than he's shown so far, but he was never that guy. So for anybody else expecting him to start dicing up defenses, that's not his game. Now, he usually doesn't give the ball away as much as he has, but that's not his game. Now, before I keep going, the chat's going to get so far away from me, that I'm not going to be able to go back. So let me get to the chat real quick, and then I'll keep going with my thoughts. Let's see. Francisco Garcia, Chris is painting the wall without us. Now, I did hear that he wants to paint the wall and he's going to put it on the show. Okay. Sure. Do you guys really want to watch him paint the wall? I guess. I don't know. And why he said that he wouldn't put Rocco on it, I don't know. He's so obsessed with Rocco. I think that he should get a Rocco fathead. Judah saying, but it doesn't matter. We trash defense every year because we have to be aggressive on offense, push numbers. We never learn. 2 center backs, 2 Serbetti type wingers is the need, and Orlando Gil for a goalkeeper next season. I don't know who's Orlando Gil. Am I gonna read that and then realize that I'm forgetting somebody important? I don't know who that is. That is what we do every year. We push numbers forward. Well, at least with Tata and with Hoyos. With Mascherano, I don't think we did it as much, and I think people were getting frustrated with Mascherano. because we weren't necessarily putting up a lot of goals and people were frustrated. Look at the beginning of this year. Beginning of this year, we weren't putting up many goals and people were frustrated, but we weren't losing. Now, the bad part is that when you don't score, you also don't win, right? We lost to Nashville, we got eliminated. We didn't lose. We got eliminated by Nashville because we got 2 draws because we weren't scoring, but they weren't scoring on us either. And then we got eliminated, and everybody was frustrated, and my shit, I don't know how to go. But you can't have it both ways. Some people want goals. Some people want a better setup so we don't get scored on defensively. You know, you can never win. Some people are going to be happy. Some people are going to be upset. Tabaquito saying, so great job by Hoyos playing all these guys for nothing. I agree. I think it was such a silly decision. I don't know if they did it because they were hoping to get more people to buy tickets, because honestly, football-wise, it made no sense to me. It really didn't. Lujan should be the center back pairing versus Nashville. That Nashville game is going to be huge, and I'm going to get into that in a second, but that's a big regular season game coming up right around the corner, and I think I kind of blindsided everybody because the World Cup comes, then it's the regular season for 2 weeks, and then the Leagues Cup, and all of a sudden, we got a matchup against the Supporter Shield leaders, which were only 2 points behind, so that's going to be a very interesting game. Frey was really good in the first half, but then the same story. I guess he got gassed in the second half. Is that the same story we're talking about? Messi's playing the next game. I would assume so. If you played a meaningless second half against León for a Leagues Cup that we were basically already eliminated from, I would assume that he's going to play in this regular season game. And by the way, in Nashville, like, this is the most organic rivalry I think that Inter Miami has created over since their existence is Nashville. We've played them in big games every calendar year, it feels, and we're playing in Nashville. I absolutely think that he's going to be playing. Segovia loses balls all the time, but only RDP gets criticized for it. And Casemiro, I guess, at this point. You know what? I don't see Segovia giving up as many balls as RDP, but yeah, I mean, Segovia isn't necessarily the cleanest either, but I think RDP does it a little more than Segovia, and Casemiro has been doing it quite a bit since he's arrived. Frey is young, but always cramps. I think his body just can't take it. Sean Callahan, he's borrowing ACLs from... Okay. Let's see what else I got. I guess I should read them before I put them up. Paraguay's goalie, Danny. Is that who they were talking to? Orlando Gil? Okay, Paraguay goalie. I have to look into him. Orlando Hill. But he's going to take $20 million. Nah. I don't care what the salary is. We're not spending $20 million on a goalie. That's ridiculous. Why didn't we get Vozina? Because we didn't believe in him, I would assume. I think he's a one-hit wonder in the World Cup, probably. That's what they're assuming. Like, you can... That's the thing about the World Cup. You have, like, a couple games, and all of a sudden, people want to spend a bunch of money on you, but they do that, and they take that risk when you're young. Not when you're older. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Daniel Munoz for Colombia. Great World Cup. He's 31. He never got big offers. If he would have been 21, oh my God, he would have gotten offers from all over the place. But that matters. Vozina's 40. You really believe that he's going to keep it going at 40? Nah, it was because of his age, I think, more than anything, that I don't think people were... Like, nobody in the world went after him. If you end up in Chile, in Colo-Colo, that means nobody gave... At least I think, right? I don't know. Maybe they did, but maybe he just wanted to live in Chile for some reason. But I would assume that he didn't get many offers, and that's how he ended up in Colo-Colo. Mikael is a sprained ankle. How long is that? A few weeks, I would assume. And let's see. And then Danny's saying it could be up to 8 weeks. I mean, depends on what grade of a sprain it is, but 6 to 8 weeks is usually the norm for a sprained ankle. Nashville is a big game to win, absolutely, because we have. Hey, so if you want to jump on, Solano, feel free. You know you got the stuff. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I forgot. Let me finish up here. I'm almost caught up with the chats. I know I jumped around. I'm sorry I didn't get everybody's. Why are young players always gassed? That's a great effing question. I'm not sure why our younger players are always gassed. Noah Allen isn't always gassed. Noah Allen is... Ian Frey does get gassed, though. Yannick Bright also a little bit, but Noah Allen isn't. Noah Allen runs like a maniac. He never gets gassed. Let's see. I wouldn't mind seeing Solana on here for a change. Well, he's coming on, I think. So now, this I really thought, and then for those who listen on audio, Yesaya said, I predict Dibu will come one day to play with Messi. I really thought that there was a chance that Dibu might come after the World Cup just to spend a year with Messi. Like, come spend a year and then go back to Europe. I really thought that because he, at least it seems like he loves Messi so much that I thought he would do it, but that's not happening. It's not happening. We would have heard something about it already, so I don't think that that's happening. As much as he loves Messi, I don't think that he's doing that, and respect to him. He's still in the prime of his career. He wants to bank and play in the biggest leagues, and I don't blame him. But that would have been really cool to see him. And Nick saying, if Juve can't afford Dibu, how can MLS team afford him? Well, remember, salary cap restrictions are going to get a little loose coming up soon. So let's see what happens there. All right. So, like I said, I didn't watch the Leagues Cup game. I don't consider it a failure just because of the circumstances. I do think that if Messi plays, we win the Monterrey game. I think that if we win the Monterrey game, I think we go into the León game a little different with Messi starting, but the circumstances, the unfortunate passing of his father, which is bigger than football, Silvetti blowing out his socket randomly, Berterame getting assassinated a week or two beforehand, Luis Suárez. Oh, and one thing I want to bring to you about Luis Suárez, and Steve, you keep asking. I already answered you, buddy. Yes, I think that he's playing on Saturday. Is he playing the full game? I would assume so. I would assume he plays the full game. If he played the second half of a meaningless game, I would assume that he plays the 90 minutes of the full game. The Luis Suárez thing. A lot of people killing him for getting suspended last year and missing the whole tournament. He didn't get suspended for the 2026 Leagues Cup. He got suspended for 6 Leagues Cup games. Now, why does that make a difference? It makes a difference because he missed the 3 games that we just played, but we just got eliminated, which means if Luis Suárez were to still be on this team the next time we participated in the Leagues Cup, he's missing the group stage again. We're going to go through this all over again with Luis Suárez because he got suspended for 6 games. It wasn't the 2026 Leagues Cup. It was 6 Leagues Cup games. And he, like I said, we only got to play 3 of them. So he still has 3 more games to serve. So that means he won't be in next Leagues Cup, at least group stage either. Alana, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Just spent a nice little evening with the family. Joined the show on YouTube and saw you were by yourself. And I was like, what's going on? Where's Chris? And then I started listening. I realized that Chris was doing the morning show and you have the late shift. So I don't know, figured I'd jump on and give you a hand here. So keep it a 2-man show.
I appreciate it. And Xavier, yes, it's not a group stage. It's phase 1.
No, it's actually called the league stage, Danny. The league
stage. Oh, I heard that they were calling it phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2 is the knockout stages. But regardless, Leagues Cup is over for us, at least, for Inter Miami. So we move on. Now, before I go on to Saturday's game against Nashville, what did you think about the León game?
Honestly, I thought they played okay in the first half. And look, I know that there's a lot of emphasis on the fact that Inter Miami spent a lot of money and they didn't do anything in Champions Cup and now the next big cup obviously in play is the Leagues Cup and you're out in the league stage, right? But you have to kind of put your feet on the ground when you start looking at what's going on. You didn't have Suarez, Berterame was out as well. Then you have the Messi issue. It was the best that you could do with essentially what you had. And you got to see some young guys play. Pinter had a nice goal. You got to see a little bit of Delanois, which I think he's a very interesting player. I don't know if he's gonna fill a space in next year's roster. But look, I thought the first half was okay. They went for it in the second half. They needed to get a few goals, and the defense let them down. It's been the story of Inter Miami since Messi has come, right? It's all or nothing on the offensive end and kind of hold your breath and cross your fingers on the defensive end. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough yesterday. And, look, I agree with you. I was listening to what you said. I agree with you when you say that, you shouldn't have played the starters. I agree. I went to the game yesterday. I was expecting to see, maybe Daniel Sumaya kind of debut for Inter
Yeah.
Miami. I was expecting to
Manbeck,
see, maybe even Ayala in the midfield for Casemiro. I was expecting to
Santi
see some of those
Morales. Yeah.
guys. But look, like Ojo said, they're Inter Miami. They have to go out and win every single time, and they're gonna put the best that they can put on the field every single time. And it goes to show you the difference, right, between Liga MX and MLS when it comes to the amount of
Depth.
money that you spent exactly on a roster. And MLS just doesn't have it. They just don't, not yet.
Not yet. They're gonna have it soon. I have a feeling. But um, do you think that this was a failure? Not getting just getting eliminated from League's Cup? Because in the grand scheme of things, I understand why people say it, but I feel like taking things into context and the way it happened, the way it laid out, with the players that were missing, and just by happenstance ended up missing basically the League's Cup. I can't look at it as a failure because I have to put everything into context and understand that they were playing undermanned against some Liga MX teams.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, and that's why I said, look, a lot of folks are coming out and saying it's a failure, it's a catastrophe. With the amount of money that they spend on this roster, they should be competing for every single championship. But I'm with you, man. Unfortunately, you have to look at what happened with this roster, the injuries that you weren't expecting, the players that were coming back from injury that you weren't expecting, and they were kind of piecing together a team over the last 3 games. And unfortunately, if you're gonna win championships, you can't be piecing together a team. You have to have a set team. You have to have a set roster. You have to have an idea of the substitutes that you're gonna make, on game day. And dude, you can't substitute 3 of your 4 defenders. You can't use 3 substitutes, 3 of your 5 possible substitutes on defenders. You just can't. And that's what Ojos did last night. And I mean, unfortunately, he didn't have anything to put on the offensive end, right? There wasn't a lot left on the bench after you put in Messi. But yeah, man, it was a tough game in the second half yesterday.
Yeah, it really was. And I mean, I haven't watched it, but I've heard people criticizing it. But we have this game on Saturday, and if we win, we take over the Supporter Shield lead. That's it. That's it. Like, the season's felt long. It's felt like it's been up and down. If we win, that's it. You take over the Supporter Shield lead. Like, you're number 1, which is amazing to me. The way that the season's gone, the fact that we could be number 1 in the league after Saturday. So it's a big game. Nashville, since they've come back from the World Cup, have not looked great. Since they came back from the World Cup, they played against Montreal and they played against Atlanta, which Atlanta outplayed them. Then they played against Montreal, which they got a phantom penalty towards the end of the game, and they ended up beating Montreal 1-0. Again, it was a phantom penalty. They lost to Orlando. They drew with DC, and then they lost to León. They beat San Luis, but they lost to Monterrey. So Nashville has not looked great since the World Cup break. This is the perfect time to go and get them. What are your thoughts on Nashville and Inter Miami? Because I think that this is a statement game. This is a game where, like, all right, fuck it. Leagues Cup's out the window. We got our starting 11. We got Messi back. We got Suarez back. Whether Battered is back or not. Like, I like the lineup of the 4 midfielders we've been watching and Messi and Suarez up top. I like that lineup. I'm excited to see that. The only thing that worries me is having Caicedo and Lujan as our center backs.
Look, man, I'm gonna disagree with you. And it happens often, right? But I don't think it's a statement game, unfortunately. I don't think you can call a game in mid-August when you still have a month and a half of league left a statement game, and especially when you play Nashville later this season at home. To answer the comment in the chat there, the game on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, is away, Danny. It will be at Geodis Park in Nashville. So look, I don't think it's a statement game. I think if they go out there and they lose this one, and there's a difference of 5 points, I still think you have enough games to make it up because you'll still have 16 games left. 16 times 3 is 48 points. Still 48 points in play with 5 points difference. Man, I think it's going to be okay. for them to come
But
back.
if they,
But
I don't know,
but
if they
if they
win, I think
win,
it's a huge statement.
I don't know, because just like they can, win it and take it over, they could give it back just as easy with so many games left. So I mean, yeah, I think it's important for them. Oh my gosh.
No,
Oh
it's
my
just a complete tag in. Literally, he just dove from the center of the ring and just completely tagged me in.
It was coast to coast. It was insane.
Yeah, coast to coast.
Oh my goodness. Wow. This is it's amazing to share the airwaves with you again. I mean, it's been so long. I heard
It
you
has.
moved. But
Yes.
you're still you're still as big a Rocco Blocco fan as ever. And yeah, I agree with you with what you said this morning, that Danny was talking about, that it wasn't Rocco Blocco's fault yesterday. It wasn't. It would have helped if he was maybe 3 inches a little bit bigger, but he had some good saves, man. But we were talking about Nashville, Chris, and Danny said it was a statement game. And look, I just don't think it is, because it's just in the mid of August. There's still, like I said, 16 games left, 48 points in play, and anything can happen between now and October. So while I do think it would be huge if they won and took over the lead in the Supporters Shield race, a loss or a tie, I wouldn't see it as a bad thing with so many games left.
And I just want to touch base on something here, because people are asking, why aren't we painting though? And if I painted the wall. No, guys, I haven't painted the wall yet. I mean, I was going to start, but a lot of you wanted me to go live painting the wall. So no, there's been no paint. You know what? Yes, I did paint the wall, Francisco. I painted it white. That's what I did. I painted the wall white. You know what? I think I'm a little on board with what you're saying in terms of this not being a statement game. But then at the same time, I kind of think to myself, like, I feel like this game, it's like a 6-point swinger sort of deal, that it can have some sort of effect in terms of where the team is going to stand. And not only that, but I mean, I feel like Nashville is one of those teams that we're definitely going to be seeing later on, especially in the playoffs. So in a way, this game maybe doesn't have this like high stakes thing going on, but it could matter in the long run in regards to what the points could be, especially when it comes to the Supporters Shield, which everybody's looking forward to because we blew it in the Leagues Cup.
You're right, man. You're right. Hey, hold that thought for 1 second. Keep going. My wife is calling me. I'll be right back in about 33 seconds. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'll fill in for now because I do have a lot to say in regards to this matchup. But some people are asking, where did I move to? I moved to one of the Carolinas. I'll let you guys take a guess to which one I ended up moving to. So there's that. And listen, Steven, let me tell you, it's you got both Danny collection tonight. So that's always a good combo. And yes, Mike V, I absolutely pulled the Ultimate Warrior move. I had my hand over the top rope because you can't go under the top rope. The tag doesn't count there. Now, kind of getting back to what I was saying, it's a weird thing because I do feel, and I gotta fix this. Like my laptop mount is just all over the place. What a disaster. Let me see if I could bring this down. Sorry that I'm like in mid-show doing this. Okay, that's probably not going to solve anything. But regardless, so hold on. Chip Messi saying, quick, Chris, start saying Rocco is the best. He's not the best, but at the same time, he's not the worst. So I'll take that. But getting back to what I was saying, even though this game doesn't seem as important, I feel like the implications are there. It's going to be bad in terms of like the point swing and the effect it's going to have in the Supporter Shield. And listen, I mean, I was reading some of the comments and some people saying at the end of the day, this can affect us and we need the Supporter Shield, or people would like the Supporter Shield. I don't know. I don't really care about the Supporter Shield either. Like, give me the MLS Cup. So I don't know how much this game in particular has to do with any of that. I mean, I'm just going to look over the last couple games with Nashville. I did see yesterday that they did get mopped by Monterrey, and not mopped because Hugo Kuipers ended up getting like a last-minute goal. And listen, Mike V, no, it's not better internet. I bought a whole new computer. So that's what made the difference, is getting rid, and I have the old computer in a closet here. Okay. For sure. And I haven't gotten rid of it. I'm a big time hoarder, by the way. But Nashville did destroy, what's this team that they ended up playing? They played San Luis and they destroyed them 4-1. They lost against León 1-0. But before that, you know, they were kind of like up and down. So, and Danny had called it on the MLS show that basically Nashville was like on the downturn because they broke out of the gates and were just a menace, a disaster. Yusei is saying we need to secure the CCC spot. And I mean, I guess I don't know if I don't know if I'm willing to really put everything on the Croqueta trophies. I don't like the fact that we're going to be hunting for it, but I feel like because of the simple fact that we blew it with some other tournaments, that's probably going to be the case. I mean, look, guys, Nashville is not a pushover, far from it. Like, they started Mukhtar, they started Acosta, they started a bunch of their starters in recent games. Sam Surridge, from what I could tell, has been sort of on and off. I don't know if Danny went over all of those details, but at least from what I'm understanding, just recently from what I've heard of Sam Surridge, in reality, he is he's been sort of fighting injuries. He's still a good striker. Like, I don't know. And then on top of that, you have Hani Mukhtar and Kasem. That they're beasts. Nashville is going to be facing against an Inter Miami that's essentially depleted. I mean, we're going to have a team that essentially has backups to backups playing some striker position. And then we have people that are supposed to be starting on defense.
What are you doing? Are you glazing Nashville right now?
I am, absolutely. Well, it's not even glazing Nashville. It's the simple fact. It's the simple fact that who are you going to start at center back?
Nashville, fuck out of here.
You're going to go get Javi Morales from the stadium?
The PK merchant. Fuck out of here.
Sam Surridge is beasting this year, Papa.
Fuck out of here. Ain't nobody. Nashville's been trashed since the World Cup. And I told you, before the second half of the MLS Cup started, I said,
you did mention
Nashville's going to fall off.
You did mention
they got outplayed by Atlanta. They got outplayed by Atlanta.
You know what? You know who else fell off? We fell off.
Why? Because Rocco cost us 2 games in the League's Cup?
No, it's not because Rocco cost us 2 games. Our defense cost us 2 games. Unfortunately, Messi had... well, I mean, look, St. Clair was causing us losses all over the place in the beginning of the season. Like, if it wasn't for St. Clair actually starting, we would probably be in first place. No doubt about it.
Yeah, back when they were looking good. They've been looking terrible.
Yeah, look, I mean, Mr. Krabs is calling you out, bro. He's got receipts.
That's fine. And
he's got receipts.
I'll call it how I see it. I'll call it how I see it. Nashville's doing great. They've fallen off. That's it. It's a wrap.
Fallen off. Get out of here with fallen off. They don't look great. They don't look as great. But how are you going to say falling off?
They're not looking great. What is it you call that? If they're number 1 and then they fall to number 2, to me that's falling off. And guess what? By Saturday night,
no, when you're
falling off officially.
When you're talking about falling off, I'm thinking of like really falling, like from like 1 to like 6.
Fall. Whether I fall from the
it's not even a fall. They just stumbled.
To the first floor.
I stumbled. I'm like,
fall off the balcony of the second floor. That hurts.
It's not even stumble. They like ding their toe against something.
No. Well, we got this. Well, I was gonna do a solo show, but then Solana came on to help out, and then I had something come up here in the house, and then Chris surprisingly jumped on as I was about to jump off for a second. So half this pot has fallen off.
Jeez, wow. No, I mean, listen, it's in phases, baby. And then once I get in, everybody's like, "Oh, is this the pain episode?" Because yesterday's episode, everybody voted that they want to watch me paint.
I don't get it.
So, I mean, should I do it? Because I painted the wall.
Maybe for like
I painted it white.
No, if you can do it, you have to do a members only show because you can't put that on like a regular episode. We still have it. This is a soccer channel. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, that would be tough.
A random person finds our channel. Oh, Inter Miami podcast. They click on it and there's fucking Chris painting a wall. No, man.
Yeah. Oh,
if you're gonna do that, it has to be members only.
Wow. Sean Callahan saying I should finger paint the whole wall. Imagine.
Wow. Could you imagine how long that would take?
I mean, that would take a long time. It wouldn't even be even. And then Stancy saying I should paint a mural of Rocco Blocco.
I was gonna drop a Rocco
if I was
shirt.
Gifted enough. I don't know why you haven't. You're a mess.
I was gonna drop it after last night, but then he played like crap, so I decided not to.
You should have. Listen. You're hesitating way too much with this Rocco shirt. You need to do it while the iron's hot. Did you play the Rocco intro before getting on today?
No, but I poked fun of the fact that you didn't play it yesterday.
How dare you?
I didn't play any intros today.
Yeah.
Straight to it.
Well, you should have played it.
No intro today. That's how you know that Chris is on the show that day. If there's no intro, that means Chris isn't on the show. All right, Chris. So I told Solana before I jumped off that I thought that if they win, it's a statement win. Because what other team could Inter Miami play right now? Like there's no more international games. That Cruz Azul crap. They sent me like the pre-sale crap. Said in the email. I don't want that. What other game could you look at and be like, well, Inter Miami wins this game, that's a statement win? I think the only team that you can get that from is Nashville. No? Maybe Vancouver? Maybe.
I was telling Solana that it's a 6-point swing, and it is a team that we're probably going to see in the playoffs, and it could be the difference in terms of the supporter shield. But, like, does it really matter? Does it really matter, Danny?
Does what matter?
Like this game.
I think so.
Does it matter? Does it?
Yeah. Yeah. If we win, and on Saturday night, when we do the post game, we are top of the league in the supporter shield race, after what people seem to think has been like one of the worst seasons of all time, you don't think that matters? If this is us looking bad and we're number one in the league,
if you don't win the supporter shield at the end of the year, it doesn't matter what you did in the middle of August.
Yeah, but I can only celebrate what's happening right now.
Don't even mic. That's a mic drop. You should just stop the show right there, Danny. So and then you know what Danny just did.
From now on, you know what, Chris? When you had what's the prediction? I'm gonna say, what the fuck does it matter if we don't win the fucking championship? What does it matter the result this Saturday? This Saturday, it doesn't fucking matter if we don't win the championship. It's no, what the fuck? Let me celebrate the days that they're coming. Otherwise, why do I watch it? Let me just fucking wait until the final and just watch that.
You know what you just did? You just did the whole man. If we win, we're gonna be in first place. Mathematics. I love math. Of course, if we win, we're gonna be in first place by 1 point, Danny. Like you're making it sound like
would you rather be Orlando? That's like 1 point away from being even in the playoffs.
Well, they're 3 points away from the 9th seed, but like for them, they're not
is
looking
the
forward
position
to
we're in.
Accolades.
If we've been playing poorly according to everybody, and we still end up being top of the league at this point, doesn't that say good about us? Isn't that a good thing?
But Danny, they're not playing. How could you say that they're playing poorly if they're sitting in second place in the entire league? That's the issue. Is that folks
100%? But that's my point,
folks. What is it that
people are saying that they're playing poorly?
Yeah, I mean they're playing poorly because Suarez hasn't played the last 3 games. Battered Herons basically got his head knocked off of his entire body.
They've allowed 32 goals though, Solana.
Yeah, I get it, but how many have they put up? Over 40 something.
No, they put up.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Let me tell you something. Do we have a? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. That's what he
Do we
does.
have a
That's a
worse
Sean bomb.
commenter?
That's a Sean bomb. That's a Sean bomb. He just dropped it in here.
I'm not even gonna wait till December. Sean Callahan, in advance, I'm giving you the baddie. You are the worst commenter of the year. 2026. Worst commenter of the year. Sean Callahan, 80-80. I don't even know what 80-80 stands for.
Hold on,
But
I'll be back.
80-80. Worst commenter by far.
He doesn't deserve that.
You know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is that if we win on Saturday, I see Solana also. Solana on Twitter, he's gonna put a picture of the Supporters Shield standings. Look, Miami's in first place. The chat, oh look, we're in first place. It doesn't matter right now, but once we're in first place, everybody's gonna be talking about how we're in first place in the Supporters Shield.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna do it because that's my job on Twitter to inform people and let them know, hey, Miami.
No, they don't need you to fucking say it. They know.
No way. There's a lot of
they don't need you to let them know.
Danny, there's a lot of followers that I have from India and from Thailand and all that who support Leo Messi. And no, I don't think they know. I think they choose to turn to me to give them that information. And it makes me happy.
1,000%.
It makes me happy, and it's an honor for me to be able to give them that information. Yeah, man.
Are you gonna add in the caption of the picture, like, but by the way, this means fucking nothing if they don't win the championship at the end?
Absolutely, and I'm definitely not gonna put hashtag Messi like other people do.
No, you're just gonna put a picture of Messi.
Probably.
Sean Callahan doesn't deserve the disrespect that you're giving him, Danny.
Fuck Sean Callahan.
You're terrible. You're just mad he just dropped a Sean bomb and just completely destroyed you.
Look at that. It gave me random numbers. Look at that. You can't even pick your own numbers, Sean Callahan. Now I gotta take this guy seriously. Get out of here. Random ass 80-80. All right. Prediction time. Espinosa's healthy. He had a good game against San Luis.
Oh. Come on, give me a
Chris.
I mean, this is, oh my god.
Why do we do this show? Why do we do previews if they don't matter until the championship?
Well, I'm not saying it doesn't matter until the championship.
You just literally said it.
No, what I'm telling you is like this game. Listen, first of all, we just came off of a I don't care ass game. And now we're about to get in and play Nashville when we have like nobody playing defense. And then we have finally Luis Suárez is coming back. Like Hani Mukhtar and Sam Suarez can possibly post up 3 goals on Saturday against us, Danny.
I think Solana heard me saying it, and maybe Solana already knew. But Chris, did you realize that Suarez got suspended for 6 games and not necessarily this league's cup? And we only played
so he's
3 games?
out for the next one too? Oh my gosh.
Now, I don't know if he'll be here, but I mean, you never know. But he's out for the first 3 games of the next one also.
He's going to be here. And just to let you know, Danny, 8080 apparently is some internet slang that visually spells out the word bobo. So
look at that. Sean Callahan is a bobo. Look at that. Look at that, Sean Callahan. Oh, thank you, Solana. I appreciate it. I don't know if you meant that to go in my direction, but I felt like it did.
I mean, I just meant it. I just meant it to any direction. And like I do to my Twitter followers, I wanted to be informative and let the chat know and let you know that 8080 means global.
All right, prediction time. Solana, who do you got winning this game, even though it doesn't matter?
Inter Miami 3-1. They're gonna make a statement.
What are you doing, Chris? Chris is like, Chris is like making love to the camera. What is going on here, Chris?
Fix my setup here, Danny. Jeez.
Why don't you do it when you're not doing the show?
No, but look how dedicated.
Well, I mean, you guys are talking. I can multitask.
The problem is, Danny, you don't pay him after hours, so he has to do it.
Yeah, like I still haven't received my box of Café Bustelo, Danny.
Yeah, bro. He clocked in and he's got to work and he's got to do it all during the show.
You know what? Even though I don't like him, I'm curious to see what Sean Callahan's prediction is for this game.
3-1 Inter Miami.
Oh my god.
3-1 Inter Miami. Chris, your prediction.
Leaning. My whole table's gonna break. So my prediction is gonna be 4-3. Inter Miami wins.
Rocco, that's in 3?
Yeah, because the defense is just horrible. It's not because of Rocco's fault. It's not right. It's not going to be Rocco's fault. Maybe one of them. Maybe one of them will be like, Rocco, you had a good shot at that, but like, not complete Rocco fault. I mean, am I wrong? Or I mean, did you watch the game last game?
I'm gonna go 1-0 Miami.
Wow.
You picked the fucking wackest scores, man. Like, what are we doing?
No, bro, there's no way. I mean, have you seen how many clean sheets Inter Miami has had in like their history? It's like it's some crazy number where they not even 10% of their games they've had clean sheets. So I just don't see them getting a clean sheet against a team that has Hani Mukhtar, that has Sam Surridge, that has, you know, all this firepower that they have.
I know, but since they've come back from the break, they've had trouble scoring on everyone.
I know, but not
León.
Not Miami, man. Nobody has trouble scoring on Miami.
Orlando has the worst defense, I think, in MLS history at this point. Orlando beat them 1-0. And Orlando, like, if you look statistically, the worst defense in fucking, like, terrible. 1-0. Montreal lost to Nashville 1-0. And again, Nashville only won because they gave them a phantom penalty call at the end of the game. It was like the 87th minute. But they should have ended up in a 0-0 draw. What the hell what do you got? What are you about to DJ?
No.
Mr. KRS KBD broken beat.
This is the laptop holder. So like I have my laptop. Like, I mean, I'd show the camera, but like I don't want to go crazy right there.
And then Atlanta's trash also. And then Nashville beat them 1-0. And it came in like the 80-something minute also, and Atlanta outplayed them. Now, I think that me calling a clean sheet and a 1-0 win might be even more outlandish than Chris saying 4-3.
Dude, Inter Miami to win and keep a clean sheet is plus 475. Yeah. No, it's plus 475 on the Hard Rock app. Nashville is actually favored more to win and get a clean sheet only at plus 350. So Vegas doesn't think that Inter Miami can do it. And I'll tell you this, if you choose the right score in the game, and for some reason it is 1-0 Inter Miami, it pays plus 1,000. So that's ballsy, man. I might throw $1 in, get 100 back.
Bad. Yeah. Did Daniel just call Chris gay? No. Well, now that I do that.
My computer might fall out of nowhere, guys.
All right.
Oh yeah.
We wish to end here. So we all had interesting predictions. Solana's might be actually the most logical, but I'm gonna stick with my 1-0 and I'm gonna play that $1 bet. Solana, let everyone know where they can find you.
Diesel Dani, you know, with all my followers from Bangladesh, Thailand, Philippines. You know, you want to join the fans? Do it, man. Let's do it.
He'll give you pictures of the standings to keep you updated.
That's right. And they'll be my own pictures. They won't be regenerated from somebody else.
They'll be AI though.
No, why wouldn't they?
Has this been? Oh my goodness! I think I broke my keyboard and everything. Has this been like the worst episode ever?
No, I think it's actually been the greatest one.
A couple weeks ago, we had a really bad one. This one wasn't bad. At least I don't think.
Okay,
it was bad.
I fixed my keyboard. By the way, it's one of those like clicky clacky keyboards.
Dude, you had alone time with two of the best hosts in the game.
Yeah,
and then you had Mr. Loudmouth over here hop in and join you guys for a little bit in between while I rock my baby to sleep. So great show. What are you talking about?
And no, I mean we're losing subscribers by the minute. Nick is gone. Nick is gone. Can you at least stick around until I do my wall painting episode?
He has to be a member. I don't know if he's a member.
Sorry, I'll do like a 30-second preview for you, Nick.
There you go. All right. Well, if you're listening audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please 5 stars at the comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and look out for our preview and prediction show tomorrow. Not episode.
I got my old computer here.
That's what it was. That episode, Chris like just randomly started coming out and like came out with like a box of stuff and just started like showing off like items and stuff. This is so random.
Dude, it's about to happen again if you don't.
Yeah, I know. Before you start, let me get out of here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. And like I said, look out for Battered Soccer Fans tomorrow for our preview prediction show. So until the next one,
Hold on.
have a good one.
Wait. I got stuck.